do you know anybody in the same draft class as you? Like, do you know any of the bigger names that were drafted in that draft year, 2009?
Yeah, like from the combine, like just names of people.
Yeah.
So okay, I'll give you this one. This is good. I don't know if I've ever told this story, but when I showed up at the combine, understand, like I don't know anything about soccer at all, right? Like other than probably barely the rules to play, right? I don't know how the World Cup works. I don't know Champions League. I don't know any of that stuff. And I haven't, and I wasn't following any players at our college level. It was just like, who are we playing on the weekend? You show up and you play them on the weekend. Like, that's just, it's just like, who's in front of you today? That's who you need to beat, not their highlight tape from 10 years ago, right? That's how I approach it. When I got there at the combine, Steve Zakwani was on my team. And I was not impressed at all, right? Because when I was there, I was going like, this guy doesn't really care. I'm just being honest with you guys, right? I'm going like, oh, this guy doesn't really care. Okay. And there's other guys where I'm like, they don't really care. That's where I'm thinking like, what's going on? Like, oh, okay, guys are out of shape or they're not really taking it serious. Like, I don't understand, right? I'm just in here like, well, okay, I'm figuring it out. And I remember Steve, and I'm going like, oh, okay, this guy, I'm not impressed by him or a couple of other guys, right? But then I remember coming back to the hotel because you're there. I think we were in where were we? Fort Lauderdale, I think is where we were. We were on Florida, and one of the guys, he was walking by in the lobby, and because he was on my team, right? And they're like, oh, that's the number 1 draft pick. And I was like, what? Right? So I don't really it would have been great if I remember who said that to me, right? But I was like, what are you talking about? And they're like, yo, check this out, right? And they pulled up his YouTube highlights of him at, I think it's Akron. Is he at Akron? Okay. And I'm looking at this dude's highlight tape. I'm like, damn, this guy's next level. Whoa. Like, so if you guys haven't seen Zakwani's highlight tape, go check that out. Because that's when I was like, oh, okay, these guys are here because it's a done deal, or they've already got a contract, or they're not trying to get injured. Like, there's a bunch of different reasons why guys aren't taking this serious, and that is a reason to not. I think this is important for anybody who wants to play, right? That's your advantage, right? That can be your advantage, because now if you show up at those things and guys already think it's a done deal, that's where you can set yourself apart, right? That's where you can kind of stand out. So I think a big mistake that a lot of players make is they do get complacent and they go, oh, this is okay. So again, this is what I'm saying. This is for someone who wants to work their way up.
Right.
Now, at that place in those times, what I do know now as well too is most of the coaches and general managers and all that, they've already done their scouting. They already know who they want. They already know what they're trying to do. And many people, they're not even really looking at you. They're not giving you a fair shake. So it's two sides of the coin, right? But understanding that is important, because you can come up with a strategy that will help you. So I know we're talking about multiple things here, but Steve Zakwani was there. I think Omar Gonzalez was there. Sam Cronin was there.
Mm-hmm.
Stuart Seus was there. Now you're making me test my mentality, right? My memory. Who else was there? A lot of guys who ended up being in the league for a long time. De La Garza was there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, draft class. Johnny Manziel. Hey, what do you think? Ooh. Was Teal Bunbury there, or was he the following year?
Not sure. Teal Bunbury.
So we are going to quiz you on some of these guys in a little bit if you want to.
Okay.
Wreck your brain.
Okay, all good. Okay,
Yeah,
so